What made you finally change your mind to open up about your personal life?
I've been having people ask me to do autobiographies for about 10 years. And my usual response was, well, I'm not done yet, so maybe that's not a good time to write one. But given that, sports stars seem to write them age 25 and then revisit them, every 2 or 3 years after they learn a new skill, like sort of tying their shoelaces or something, I thought, well, I don't want to be that kind of autobiography. And then I got throat cancer. And that seemed to me to be a good end point for an autobiography, on the basis that it was a starting point for the rest of my life. And that was a couple of years ago. I'm better, which is always good. But obviously having an event like that throws a lot of things into sharp relief. So I thought this actually is a good point to finish the autobiography. And the beginning of it was, well, fairly self-evident. And you just go through the timeline. I didn't initially want to do a straight autobiography. So I wanted to do more of a kind of a memoir, a bunch of stories, which might be entertaining. Because above all, I wanted the book to be an entertaining read. Because I'm not really interested in doing therapy via print or any nonsense like that. I thought if you're going to write a book that people will enjoy. Didn't work out that way. My editor, the amazingly named Jack Fogg, Jack said, look, I'd really like it to be an autobiography, purely for selfish reasons, that autobiographies sell better than memoirs, because people know what they're getting. And I went, okay, I'll take your point, but no. I got halfway through writing it, and I went, you know what, Jack, this is an autobiography, so I give up. Because doing the timeline, starting with birth, which is a good place to start, doing the timeline just kind of dictated. I said, it's turning into an autobiography, so I'll give up the ghost and say, yeah, call it the autobiography. And so it runs up all the way through. I made a few judgment calls, because you write an autobiography and there are a variety of ways of doing it. I don't read autobiographies very often, I have to say, so I had to go to a bookshop and sample a few to get some idea of what other people did. And I quickly decided that I didn't want to dig into wives, children, divorces, tittle-tattle, salacious rubbish, because first of all, it's none of anybody's business. And secondly, it's going to completely overwhelm the content of anything else that's in the book, because that's just what the world is like. At the first sign of some kind of erect nipple, that's going to be straight on the front page of the tabloid, and not anything else. So I thought, no, what we'll do is the template I aimed for was a book by the actor David Niven many moons ago, called The Moon's a Balloon. Sensational book, really entertaining, fabulous. It was like being in the pub. Well, no, you wouldn't be in the pub with David Niven, you'd be on a yacht in the Mediterranean sipping champagne. But it was like being on a yacht with David Niven, having him tell you a bunch of stories. And I thought, if I could get that feel in my autobiography, in my case you'd be down the pub, that would be a great thing. And that's kind of what I aimed for. And I've done a few things in my life, a lot of things that maybe some people didn't know about. So there's plenty of ammunition. I don't need to delve into people's knicker drawers to get good stories for the book.